Welcome back. Tom Grothous is with us, our auto expert today. We're talking a little bit about basically self-driving semis, which on the surface is a little scary, right? A little bit.
A little scary.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty big.
Yeah, I know. That's what well, I think a lot of people were asking questions about it, like how would it work? Is there anybody? Would there still be somebody in the cab? I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Drive Ohio, and it's in conjunction with the Ohio Department of Transportation and the federal government, and Indiana, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So they're gone from Columbus to Indianapolis.
Okay.
And back and forth, and that'll be 71, 70, and 69. Ironic, those numbers for the routes, you know. But they'll get their driver's training at East Liverpool there for the research center for the driving and that, so they'll drive the trucks that way. And then when they go out on the highway, of course, the computer will take care of it and that. But they'll be driving, and they'll leave the steering and the acceleration up to the truck. And then if there's any emergency braking or anything, the computer will take over. But otherwise, they would brake if somebody pulled in front of them or whatever. But the interesting part that drives me a little crazy is they're going to platoon.
Okay.
And platooning is basically like drafting on race cars.
Okay.
So you come in and then seeing if you can get better fuel mileage, because one vehicle pushed the other. So consequently, you know, two vehicles going down the road. But I wouldn't want to be in that second truck, to be honest with you.
Right. The following distance, you wonder what that's going to be, right?
Yeah. So each truck is going to have a driver.
Yeah.
But the computer's going to drive it. And how many times have you been going down the road and you watch a truck go over to the side and hit the rumble strips and back, and that's the monotony of driving. I mean, you gotta, since we got the truck industry right now on the news, I thought there's a lot, 1 million miles on a trucker is not uncommon. So they're a special group of people, and they've got a dedication. But can you imagine driving and going asleep, or you get monotonous, you know? Same thing, and everybody else is passing you. Psychologically, that gets to you.
I think so too. It's a tough job. Well, the other thing I wonder about, so do you think the end goal is that a truck driver, I assume, has to stay awake during all this? Or because we've talked about cars and the fear is, and we've seen it on the highway where some guy's like, oh, well, I got the old autopilot going, and he's back taking a nap.
Well, that's where Tesla's getting in trouble. Because you got people, sleeping or getting out of the driver's seat and getting in the back seat and bragging about it and things like that. That's where Tesla's getting in trouble. I think the federal government's going to put a stop to that, where you have to have a sensor in the seat that says, like Cadillac and GM, you've got the heads-up display, so you have to be looking down the road. If you don't look down the road, then consequently it will give you the rumbling in the seat or whatever. But the other thing is the electric Ford truck.
Yeah.
I think the electric car industry is missing their boat, and I think Ford really hit the nail on the head with the F-150, with the electric. And the demand's been really high, right? They quit taking orders for them because they can't make them fast enough. So they're coming out in the spring. Right. And it's like, gee, Frost, I could go up to my cabin and I would have electricity when I'm at my cabin by taking my truck with me. Yeah. Or I could go camping or whatever. And I just think the electric car companies will miss the boat if they don't put that so you can have your portable generator for your home or whatever. Now that means special wiring and things like that, but once you're set up, you're going to hang on to that vehicle a while.
I like their commercials too, because there's still the electric truck. It's still going through the mud and it's going up the hill, and they're showing that it's got the same power or close to, right? More
so, and it can drive better because it doesn't have the shifting, so it's a constant torque on it. So it's really interesting where we're going, but a lot of people are bucking it. But stop and think about it right now. Electric car sales, they're selling more electric cars now than what Subaru makes.
Really? Oh
yeah, so they've surpassed Subaru in making cars.
And Ford's supposed to have a couple commercials during the Super Bowl about electric cars, so we'll see.
I think it'll be interesting.
Good. All right, thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Doug Medical News coming up next on Noon Edition.